right, MMA Maniacs, we are back once again for your weekly installment of MMA news and fight updates and stuff like that at a split decision with Bueller and Dodge from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios. 4 weeks without an incident. You can get us on Spreaker.
I love Friday.
Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, of course. iTunes, subscribe there. It'll get sent right to your iTunes account and you won't miss a show. Get us on our official website. Tell your friends. SplitDecisionMMA.com. And, of course, on Facebook, throw us a like at Split Decision MMA Podcast. If you want to follow us for quick updates and quick news, get us on Instagram at SD_MMA. With all that said, we got a couple of fights to look forward to this weekend. We got a fight from last weekend to relive once again. That was UFC 178, correct?
Yes.
And then, of course, the Ultimate Fighter as well. Jumping in with some news with Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold, another MMA fighter signing with a major large corporation, gets a deal with Adidas.
That's cool.
Very cool. So now we got Adidas, Nike, and Reebok all. And then I think, didn't Lugs, I think, or Skechers or something. I think it was Lugs.
Skechers.
It had the deal with Lyoto Machida and Rampage. It
was Lugs, yeah.
I used to see their thing in the mall.
Yeah. They had one on the side of the liquor store by my house.
No,
I
that's
thought it was very weird. It's a shitty liquor store. And I'm like, wow, that looks terrible.
But do you sell shoes here? Do you get those on the way out after you're done robbing the place?
It was like wallpapered onto the brick on the outside of the building.
Nice.
It looked like some major inner city shit, but I live in Salida. So it doesn't make any sense.
Whoa.
I want one of these fighters. That's a good point, actually. Like maybe Luke Rockhold can bring back the old school Adidas suits, man. The jumpsuits,
like the tracksuits.
Yeah,
3 stripes that run down the sides all the way.
Hell yeah!
In Russia, dude. Everybody in Russia wears one of those.
Oh yeah, the Russian gangsters.
A little interesting news here. Cody McKenzie is fighting at Battlegrounds MMA 1. That's going to be the 8-man tournament that's going down this Friday night. That is also the one that good old JR and Chael Sonnen will be doing the commentary on. Cody McKenzie is going to be fighting in this against Brock Larson.
It's his first fight after getting cut from the UFC?
First fight after getting cut with the UFC. And he was having trouble making weight. He has to come in at 171 pounds. He came in at 172.4. So what did he do? He sit in a sauna? No. Go for a run? No. Strip down completely naked? No. He decided to donate blood.
It's the worst idea I've ever heard in my life for making weight.
So technically, because the blood was withdrawn and not put back into his system, it's not blood doping. It is not forbidden. He's allowed to do it as long as the blood doesn't get put back in his system. So he had a pint of blood drawn and made weight.
I'm feeling a little woozy here.
Yeah, don't they give you a card that tells you no strenuous activity or something for like 24 or 48 hours after you do that?
I said it's not against the rules. As a safety measure, he will be obviously taking a look at. He may feel lightheaded or faint for a few hours. But the volume of fluid that's taken out is replenished within 24 hours.
So, technically, if he fights tomorrow night, he should be solid.
No, tonight. This happened yesterday.
He's going to be a pint low. He's a pint low.
My car's been a pint low for a long-ass time. It's fine.
But seriously, why would you decide to donate blood to lose weight?
Seems like the worst idea ever.
Media.
I think
he already made plenty of media when he forgot his shorts.
Fought with the tag still on.
Yeah.
But that's his shtick. He's always got something.
Some weird situation going on with him.
I think this is going to make the athletic commission go, I don't think this is a good idea. And there's probably going to be something in the future, especially if he loses terribly.
Yeah, passes out while he's walking out.
But what if he wins? What's that pint worth?
Right?
That kid who gets it is going to become Superman.
Just Mackenzie. He's have a really good guillotine and a mustache.
I was going to say, some kid with leukemia is going to start guillotining his nurses.
Yeah, with that crazy long mustache, like Van Dyke thing he's got going on. Sean McCorkle has decided to retire.
All right.
Do you remember Sean McCorkle?
I do remember Sean McCorkle. It's been a while since we've seen him, though. Right?
He has not been in the UFC since 2010.
Right.
He was very big on the underground, talk a lot of trash, worked his way to the UFC, and now he's done.
All right,
He's deciding to retire.
That's what happens, huh?
No, apparently. Yeah. Another guy who lost his bout this weekend was Randy Couture got voted off Dancing with the Stars.
I didn't even remember that he was on Dancing with the Stars. Is he pulling her hair?
This is week 2, and he's already been voted off.
That's weird. But he always had kind of stiff movement in the ring.
Yeah. But we can put this up. Would you like to even watch this?
Not really.
No, all right.
Because that screen cap right there kind of scares me a little bit.
Chris Camozzi has been released by the UFC.
Oh, poor Camozzi.
Yeah, you said you'd sad to see Chris Camozzi go?
He was just, he was the name to put on the card that people recognized. So I guess somebody else is going to have to get the name that they recognize.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we've reached his pinnacle.
Yeah, wasn't going to make it into the title shot picture anywhere in top 10, so
Why not?
Let him go.
After suffering a few losses.
Alan Patrick is supposed to be fighting at UFC 179, which is going down later this October. However, he has suffered a broken jaw.
Oh!
God, that's horrible. It's so horrible.
Was he born in Alabama?
It's so horrible.
Luckily, he had his mouth guard in. I still don't know how this happened.
That's his upper
This is
jaw?
an incomplete fracture of the jaw, which only means inside bone, which holds the teeth, has been broken. We were able to put it back in and contain everything.
But it's this part right here, right? It's the lower
surgery.
Scroll down.
Yeah, he's upside down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the lower
I thought
part.
this was a hairline.
No.
Whatever. When you go up, kind of looks like it.
Oh, goodness.
That would suck so bad.
So yeah, I don't know how long he was hit by a knee. Apparently.
So what do they do? Do they they take a staple gun and stitch that back there?
They get some coral from the Great Barrier Reef. Put it in your jaw to grow back the jawbone. It was an experimental surgery back in 1999. So will you stop it?
It's like every time he looks at
We
it.
should just save that.
It's
Oh.
eating Jell-O for the next 6 weeks. He'll have no problem making weight now.
UFC, what is this? 181 has teamed up with DC Comics to release this poster. They had one of their artists draw and put together this basically comic book cover of a poster. What do you think?
Can we get some of these to give away?
I think they're pretty cool.
We could probably just print them.
True. Legally?
I don't think it is because they release all because this is not just like a fan made one. This is
Right.
They actually went in with the UFC to make these.
You know what? I'm going to send off an email to our UFC contact and see if they'll actually send us some of these.
That'd be pretty cool because that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, see if they send us like an envelope of like I don't know, what size, 8x11s or whatever, the smaller
Yeah.
posters. Yeah.
And if they say no,
Then we'll just print them
print
and give them to you. I want a big-ass one in a frame for my garage.
They're pretty sweet.
But I'm a nerd, so, whatever.
but that a lot of nerds came out on that. They're like, oh man, I bet you we pull a lot of people into the sport with that too.
I mean, this is the sexist in me, but I want to see one with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Just saying, they need to keep this idea alive.
Where she's like the wife of a superhero.
Yeah, no, she's training to be a superhero.
Oh.
Looks as like Wonder Woman, right? She wanted to be Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she could be Wonder Woman. Because no one's allowed to be Batman's wife, damn it. No one should ever want to be Batman's wife, ever.
Batman doesn't have a wife.
And no one should ever want to be. Because that is sexist.
That's sexist.
To want to be Batman's wife is absolutely terrible. Who wants to be the boyfriend of a billionaire philanthropist playboy that saves the world at night?
Well, I don't think he'd be a playboy anymore if he's got a wife.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
And he just becomes sad.
I tell you right now, if he wiped somebody up, he would not be Batman anymore.
Nope. Where are you going at this hour? The Joker's out. Lies. He's in Arkham. No, I gotta catch him again. Somebody let him out. I don't know.
Does he have a bat kitchen?
Yeah, he does.
Make a bat
With
sandwich.
a bunch of bat utensils and bat plates. Where are you going? Bowling. Why do you have your cape on? Hawk.
The bowl with my cape.
Where is my super suit?
Did you organize in my pouch? Yeah. I knew where everything was.
I went to fucking stun somebody and shot him.
I'm never supposed to kill anyone. So Kung Lee fought at UFC Fight Night Macau when he went up against Michael Bisping. Remember how jacked he was looking?
Because he was high as fuck.
Well, according to the pre-fight or the post-fight drug test, he has been tested positive for HGH.
No shit.
And now he's going to be suspended for a full year.
That's the biggest, no shit, Sherlock positive test ever.
Now, according to him, he was completely surprised by the results. Completely surprised. He says, I want to reiterate to my fans and fans of mixed martial art everywhere, I did not take any performance-enhancing drugs or anything that would cause my natural level of HGH to exceed normal levels. I'm concerned.
Is he confusing HGH with testosterone?
I'm concerned, and it's caused me to call the testing procedures into question because there's no way that I should have tested positive for HGH. Either you didn't cover it up well enough, or he's saying that he tested negative on anabolics, stimulants, diuretics, masking agents, and testosterone levels were within the limits that are allowed. They don't understand how these HGH results are so difficult for me to accept that as being correct. I've been informed that there's many possible reasons that is allowed unknowingly, and my doctors are researching those possibilities.
One being that nobody really knows how long it takes for HGH to get out of your system.
But your buddy, poor Michael Bisping,
he's saying that one of those things would be a health concern. So I'm wondering if it's like some kind of like anal cancer.
Right. That is just producing a shit ton, literally,
of HGH.
Of HGH.
I have HGH leaking out of my butt.
Sometimes just wish, these people are like Pinocchio, And I see somebody a positive thing in you.
Just thinking the same thing.
So,
man.
Your poor boy here, Michael Bisping, how's this gotta suck? The last 4 opponents he's faced have been busted for some sort of PED.
Hey, you got to get up to get down, apparently.
Belfort, Chael Sonnen, Vanderlei Silva, Dan Henderson.
Can't stop, won't stop.
All those guys he lost against have been test positive for PEDs, except for Kung Lee.
I was going to say, he beat Kung Lee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that gets him an automatic title shot. if the UFC can't give him a fair shake.
Because remember how many people he's knocked out?
Of course.
Many.
Many. How many?
Many.
So all these guys that have knocked him out of his contention for a title run have been on HGH.
Accordingly,
that kind of sucks.
know.
Automatic title shot.
Automatic title shot. You're just going immediately. Automatic title shot.
Immediate. Just give him the belt.
I'd say you just have him fight somebody who's not on something.
Obviously, he should have already had the belt 4 times.
Yeah.
Give him the belt.
Even though none of those were for the belt.
It was for the number 1 contender spot.
They didn't choke horribly.
Because they were on HGH.
Hey, if you do,
not all of them.
Yeah, if you do MMA math,
Yeah.
you're right.
He's a contender.
No, those 4 fighters.
No, he's already champion.
At least 2 of them.
PED, not HGH.
Sorry, it's PED.
One was testosterone.
But at least 2 of them were the ones to get to this number 1 contender match.
I know, and I got 8 more acronyms for that.
Yeah. So UFC 170 happened this past weekend.
Drugs.
What
On
an
drugs.
awesome fucking card it was.
Yeah.
Thank God after all the shit the UFC's been giving us. Not us personally, but like the cards, in my opinion, have not been that great.
They haven't been, especially the pay-per-views, the one that actually cost money out of your pocket. No,
Yeah.
I had to rewatch this the next day because I was outside barbecuing most of the day. But damn, it was.
They super padded this one to make up for the fact that people like to walk out of Demetrius Johnson's fights, which again happened at this fight.
Yeah, and it's not.
2 minutes and 29 seconds of the second round.
People are already gone.
They were like, "Fuck traffic, let's go."
It's the weight class. I think
Yeah,
nobody's
really do.
nobody's up to watch
And the
it.
fact that he doesn't promote anything.
Well, even if you did though, you're like, hey, look, it's a little guy.
Yeah, but on TV they don't look that little.
Conor McGregor's a little guy,
Yeah, but I don't know.
and everyone came to watch him.
No, he's a step up, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but he's still a little guy.
I see your point only because it's like a lot of guys have the complex of like, there's no way this little 125er could kick my ass.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I
Until
get
they're
that.
unconscious on the ground.
Until they're
Yeah.
unconscious on the ground. I actually said that out loud in the warehouse that I worked at when the UFC was like, bringing in the 145 division, and I was like, was it 155? That was 145.
155.
Man, I think it was 145. I don't know. We're talking like 8 years ago.
155.
Okay. And I was like, I don't know, man. I just feel kind of weird thinking that a 155 or a 145er could kick my ass. I think it did say 145er. And this guy, Steve, who was actually a boxer, it was not all that small compared to me. He was like, I weigh 145. And I was like, never mind.
Never
Point
mind.
taken.
Yeah, because I don't want to fight you in the freezer later. So
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Mighty Mouse could come in here and clean up all 900 pounds of what's in here real quick.
like literally quick.
Yeah.
Like a Tasmanian devil punches.
So first fight of the night, Manvel Gambarian gets his submission guillotine over Cody Gibson.
All right.
Kevin Lee over John Tuck. Brian Ebersol with the Harrow over John Howard.
Yeah, that was a surprising decision for me.
Bruh? I thought he did enough.
Oh, I thought he did a great job. I was just surprised that John Howard's power couldn't overcome Ebersol
Stephen Thompson over Patrick Cote.
because he wasn't fighting in Canada. Stay your ass home.
Yeah.
Masvidal over James Krause.
I was kind of let down.
Yeah?
I really thought he could get it done. He's been talking a lot and he wants some big fights, but I know he won, but it just wasn't. He didn't finish it.
Yeah. All right. Dominic Cruz.
Holy shit, Dominic Cruz.
Jumping immediately to the number 5 spot and is now getting a title shot up against whoever wins. Or actually, I think he gets Dillashaw right away. Dillashaw's not signed up for another fight. So yeah, he's going to have a title shot against Dillashaw soon.
Wow.
Has Mizugaki woke up yet?
I don't know. Dominic Cruz over Mizugaki. And what's even more shocking is Dominic Cruz actually finished a fucking fight.
Seriously.
Not did he just win, he finished a fight.
I was like, oh, it's a Dominic Cruz fight? I'll be back in 10 minutes. And then I'm outside here. Oh!
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Are you kidding me right now?
Right. When the person in the ring is more surprised that he just knocked somebody out than everybody else, because he was like, well, what? Oh.
And nobody puts away Mizugaki like that. That guy is known for having a pretty good
Right.
chin.
That's why, like I said,
Yeah.
he was surprised. Everybody around him was surprised.
That's 2.5 years of anger right there.
Yeah.
To just hit Mizugaki in the face.
I think the zombie hands just went full zombie.
Yeah.
And I like the tweets immediately after. Was like, I could fight like that too, Cruz, if I took 3 years off. You know?
It's like if I took 3 years off from beating off.
Would you be really good at
That
it?
fucking first time would be over in minute
Angry.
one. Hopefully there's nobody in front of me for that one. Jesus.
Kat Zingano over Amanda Nunes.
Dude, okay.
This was a hell of a fight.
That was a good
Where you
fight.
at, David Owens?
Yeah, Amanda Nunes took it to her the first round, and it really looked grim. And then she started throwing those, like, head over fucking throws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did it to her at least twice that I can remember.
It was,
and they were pretty brutal, dumping her on her head.
It was a pretty impressive comeback for Kat Zingano, that's for sure.
Yeah, those suplexes, man, where she was just,
But her calling out Ronda Rousey afterward.
and she's getting the title shot.
Yeah, but if she fights that first round against Ronda Rousey, she's done. There's absolutely no way you can
She's
perform
done.
like that
But
in the
yeah,
first
they're
round.
saying that's going to be for UFC 182, which is the New Year's card.
It's not the New Year's
It is
card.
the New Year's card, even though it is happening January 3rd. If you want to call up Uncle Dana and ask him when the New Year's card is, he'll tell you UFC 182.
If you're listening, you can email us at splitdecisionmma@gmail.com and tell Brandon that he's wrong, that January 3rd is not a New Year's card.
Technically, it is the first fight in the new year, though. So
Yeah,
it can still
but it's
And
not
it's
a
the
New
closest
Year's
to the New Year's
So-
card.
Doesn't
But-
matter.
if
Look
it's
at the
a-
track record of the UFC. We already had this argument.
If what I'm saying is my argument.
I can't
that I'm
believe
bringing to
you're
the table-
even trying. What the fuck, bro?
I'm just saying, if it's the first card in the new year, you can
Okay.
technically call it the New Year's
Good.
card.
Okay.
Technically.
New trenches. New trenches.
What was
The title.
Shut your mouth.
was that she would fight before.
No, he went look.
no.
Hey,
No, no, no,
hey,
no, no,
now
no,
this-
no,
hey,
no.
now this is the good one. I'm going to tell you. You want to know the history of what this man had to do to go to prove how right he was? he went and listened to 37 minutes, 5 different podcasts. I seen the analytics. It says
One.
Dodge. No, you listened to 5.
No, that was looking for interviews.
Yeah. Okay.
That was looking for that was looking no. That was looking for the bear pterodactyl question.
yeah. Okay.
The last one I knew because it said automatically on there
All right.
right after Ronda Rousey's card because it was the day after we talked about Ronda Rousey's card. Doing the recap, I did have to look up which card she was on to figure out exactly which podcast we had to do. Looked it up, and what did I say? She'll fight on the New Year's card.
or she will fight before the end of the year, or the
No,
New
no,
Year's
no.
card.
She'll fight on the New Year's card was the first thing I said.
Okay. All right.
And you said you don't think before? I said maybe the last card of the year, but New Year's card for sure.
All right.
I didn't listen to shit. I'm just saying. My argument's not even about that. My argument's just saying if it's the first fight in the new year, you could technically call it the New Year's card. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. New trenches.
I don't even know what
Joel
that
Romero
means.
over Tim Kennedy.
Not knowing what your idle threats, but they're probably because they're not idle. Not knowing what your threats mean just mean I'm gonna be doing some sketchy shit next time we hang out at the bin or something. Like new trenches, like I don't know what the fuck that means, man. Got me worried over here. It's like, all right, Joey's on chicken shit duty. What the fuck? Came matter to DJ. It's a shovel.
It's shovel.
Joel Romero over Tim Kennedy. TKO, round 3, 38 seconds.
By the stool.
Stoolgates 2014.
I counted 36 seconds.
28 was the official.
That's fine. I mean, I'm just saying I counted 36 before I had the official.
So-
and for Tim Kennedy to walk all the way across and be like, what the hell?
What we had was Joel
Yeah,
Romero
but he got to rest just as long.
Joel Romero,
But
exactly.
he wasn't on his ass.
Joel Romero sits on his stool. They start talking to him. No one in Joel Romero's corner speaks English. They start going through. They come over and say, all right, you got to get out. So a UFC-appointed cut man had been putting Vaseline on his face due to the cut.
Yep.
Mind you, he was almost out the second round. I mean, if it was 30 seconds more in the round, he probably would have done.
Or 4 feet further from the fence.
Yeah.
Serious.
True.
So we have the commission saying, everybody out, everybody out, everybody out. His corner goes, okay. And they start scuffling out. And then they stop and go, no, wait, you need to wipe his face.
Yeah.
His face.
They stopped him.
They stopped them from going out. And then they said, nobody speaks English. So the guy's like, what? Wipe down, wipe down. So what's he do? Start wiping his chest? He's like, no, his face. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're handing me a fucking bucket of excuses right now. The bottom
No,
line
this is just what happened.
He had 36 seconds
This is what
extra
happened.
sitting on the bench. He didn't even know where he was.
Hey, no habla inglés.
He thought he was getting a fucking color lesson in kindergarten at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
In the meantime, Tim Kennedy walks over and goes, if he's still sitting on a stool, I win.
Yeah.
Big John tells him, get back to your corner. Turn goes, hey, get the fuck out. I'm starting the match. They get him out. According to Dana White, also the commission was supposed to take the stool. The stool's still sitting there. While he's standing, the stool's still sitting there. They go back to get the stool. They come out, they start the match. Tim Kennedy gets his eye almost completely broken.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he does have an horrible... And if you watch the UFC Embedded, you get to see him actually getting stitches without any anesthetic or any numbing. Because Tim Kennedy's a badass.
and all the while, Yoel Romero still doesn't know that he won that fight.
Oh, he knows.
Fuck no, he fucking almost fell over when they were raising his hand. He was still out on his feet.
I don't think so.
He didn't answer the bell. Period. If you're in the cage, if this is your fucking job, is to be a corner man, a cut man, anything like that. When they give you that 10-second warning, you know what that 10-second warning means.
But it's not his cut man. It's a
not him, it's
UFC appointed cut man.
But his corner didn't react to the 10 seconds.
They don't speak English.
It's a fucking slap. 10 seconds. It's not. Hey, I'm gonna slap the mat. They fucking slapped the mat, and that's
they were still, when they got told to get out, they got out.
They just know. They didn't know. Oh, so they understood get out?
You got, in any language, you know what get the fuck out means. I mean, come on, dude.
He didn't answer the bell.
I can go into anywhere that speaks a different language and say get the fuck out, and someone's going to be like, what?
So most people are going to look at the wall and be like, what's he playing?
Right.
No, he didn't answer the bell for the second round, period.
Yeah, but the Athletic Commission already came out.
Athletic Commission, right here, very slim that this will actually ever... They'll be able to do anything.
Right. Because the day after, they were commending Big John on what he had done and how he'd handled it.
That's fine. I understand, but he still didn't answer the bell. In my opinion, he lost the fight.
And they said, Tim Kennedy was like, oh, his coach's fault for applying the Vaseline. No. Technically, in Nevada, coaches are not allowed to apply Vaseline. That's why they have UFC-appointed cut men.
And I would argue with you, if already in the sport, it wasn't a dirty trick that happens already.
Right.
And it is a dirty trick that does happen.
In boxing.
Yeah, so I can't say that somebody... There's no way that would ever work, or that's not what he was doing. Because there's people who do it, and there's people who do it a lot. So
and he did it.
And there's point that straight up, he's already said, "You want a rematch? I'll give you one.
Good.
I don't care."
I hope he does. I hope it happens.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think the UFC will even.
Yeah, this is another one of those. You lost, get past it.
I mean, it's GSP Greasegate. Yeah. They're going to say that he was greasing.
Well,
people say he didn't.
Then maybe Tim Kennedy has to work his way back to Yoel Romero. Then
I feel sorry for both of them because now both of their chins are suspect.
Yeah.
And regardless, the fight was badass.
It was a badass fight.
It was a great fight.
I can't say it wasn't.
Yeah. Did you say fight of the night, though?
They got fight of the night.
I know, but a lot of people are saying that the Zagano fight could have maybe got fight of the night.
Zagano definitely could have got it.
I don't think Zagano could have got it because she fucking tooled Amanda Nunes for the second and third round.
Yeah.
For that first round, it was pretty damn competitive.
Yeah. And then they say Conor, but I mean, it just didn't last long enough.
No.
I wanted him to win, but it wasn't even a
contest.
Win, you know?
So Conor McGregor over Dustin Poirier.
Nobody handles Dustin Poirier like that.
Minute 46 seconds. There was a couple people saying that he wasn't out. There was a couple people saying that the blows to the back of the head at the end.
No, it's clean. It's clean. Go back, look at it. It's clean.
He hit hit him right behind the ear. I mean,
in the meaty part, and I leaned on it a little.
But that was the initial punch.
Yeah, the initial punch.
So you can't. That's not dirty. I mean, he was aiming for something else, and his head dropped.
He also got $150,000 for his fight.
It's a lot of
He
beer
got
in
a 75-75 split.
Damn.
Making that only his fourth fight ever to get, and he's getting a 75-75 split. They're saying, this is from Dana White, that he is bigger than Brock Lesnar and bigger than GSP, and has the potential to be bigger than both of them combined.
And he's been posting club pictures almost every night of him just fist pumping in the club, man.
Jesus.
A lot of people are really upset that he got this amount of money.
Whatever, be upset about it.
Straight up, the Fertitta said, it's business. Ireland literally shuts down. They said 11% of tickets sold were from Ireland.
Which is insanity. Insanity. He's their national hero. He is Mickey from Snatch.
He really is.
He is Mickey from Snatch, dude. He's a fucking pica, and you don't fuck with the picas. You saw the end of that movie, man.
But like I say, it's all going to... Because we all know, no matter what you do in this sport, your loss is coming.
Always.
Dana White says he considers him the number one contender next. I mean, hands down, he has to be, because Frankie Edgar, Ricardo Lamas, Cub Swanson. Frankie Edgar, Cub Swanson already have fights booked. Ricardo Lamas, Frankie Edgar, Cub Swanson have all lost to Aldo. Who do you have next? I mean, obviously you have Chad Mendes getting his second shot eventually. But now we're going to have Conor McGregor most likely against Aldo sometime soon. Despite what Conor McGregor likes to think, where he wants to call out Diego Sanchez, and then said he's going to be fighting Diego Sanchez in Mexico, UFC 180. Dana White told him, no, you're not.
Looks like it's fajitas with the Fertittas.
Straight up, Dana White says, no, you're not. And he says, yes, I am, and announced it on Twitter, which everybody exploded all over Twitter.
Yeah.
And this was because that Diego Sanchez's original opponent, Norman Park, had to back out of the event.
Fucking yellow bastard right there.
So now we're going to have instead Diego Sanchez against Joe Lauzon, which I like that fight. Conor McGregor, I know you want to become a two-time champion in multiple weight classes, and I understand calling out guys in the 155-pound division, even though you're 145 pounds, but now's not the time.
Get one belt first.
Work in the 145-pound division. I understand, like, he's also keeping his name out there, keeping the hype on himself. But I just think it's funny that he announces fights that he's not actually signed to.
That guy's insane. He's unstable at best.
So, I mean, what do you think about the whole Conor McGregor hype train?
Oh, I'm on board now.
On board?
I'm on board.
100%?
Now that I've positioned him as Mickey from Snatch in my mind, I'm a huge fan.
All right, there we go. Of course, you had your co-main event, Donald Cerrone up against Eddie Alvarez, taking him out unanimous decision. What did you think of that fight?
Welcome to the UFC, Eddie Alvarez.
I thought it was a pretty damn good fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Alvarez definitely threw better and more punches, landed more to the head, and Donald Cerrone put in a kicking clinic.
Yep.
But, I mean, to me, this could have gone either way. I was actually a little surprised it went unanimous. I mean, maybe Cerrone controlled the cage a little bit more.
That's how I saw it.
But to me, Eddie Alvarez was still throwing back, and he was still landing, and Cerrone had to back up. I mean, there wasn't, to me, it wasn't as one-sided, I think. I would have been happier, I think, with a split decision.
Well, like, you would have been happier with, like, let's say a 28-29, 29-28, 29-28.
Yeah, something.
I don't know. I see it that way. I see it that every round,
Cerrone did just enough?
Just enough.
All right.
Yeah. I definitely see it that way.
I was sad, though. I wish one of them would just took a dive in the third so that we could have had a main card with no decisions. Because we almost had it.
Almost.
Yeah.
So close.
Almost. And so now, announced, we're going to have Cowboy Cerrone going up against Miles Jury.
Cool fight.
Are you excited about that one? Yeah?
Yeah, Miles Jury's been doing pretty well. I mean, why not?
We're going to have to talk to Death Rob and see if we can get some shit from Jury.
I think that's going to be a really good fight. They're saying possibly in January. It might be on that New Year's card if they're trying to put together.
I'm not above physical violence. You keep up all the verbal shit you want, bro.
You remember who's closest to the door.
Window. I got a window.
I'll help you.
You also close the door and I'm going to hide in the corner.
Just cry.
Like Blair Witch style. Like, as long as I don't see this shit, it ain't happening.
It's all my fault.
I can't be called as a witness. I didn't see shit.
Demetrius Johnson over Chris Carrasco, showing why he is the champ. Also showing why he is in the top pound-for-pound best. I mean, taking out Chris Carrasco in the second round with a Kimura.
Yeah.
He was all over him this entire fight.
Yeah, Chris Carrasco had no chance.
No. It was pretty
But
good.
a lot of people were saying that before the fight even started. It was like, who? Why?
Yeah,
oh, well.
because nobody else is available? All right, I guess.
Yeah,
if
so
we have to.
that happens.
The old brown eye.
So, Ultimate Fighter.
I liked the taint smother Kimura action that was going on there. I mean, he just rubbed it right in his face and was like, I'm breaking your arm too, by the way.
And Carrasco woke up with pink eye. Under his black eye, he had a pink eye. He didn't even know it.
Did we talk about who Diego's really fighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe Lauzon.
Yellow bastard.
All right.
Yeah. So then we had the Ultimate Fighter go down.
Another dramatic show.
Number 1 against number 16.
Went just like it should have.
Definitely showed why number 1 is number 1. She was all over her the entire fight.
I was kind of pissed because I was watching this and how they show like the slow-mo like preview, and it shows those two like things that look like bombs from Hill, right? And so immediately Hill goes down, and I was like, well, she obviously gets back up because they showed a couple bombs from her. She's not getting. Are you shitting me? Those 2 taps in the very beginning of the first round with the bombs they showed in the slow-mo preview? Bullshit. Yeah.
The sound effect they had in there? Yeah.
That was some bullshit.
So, we have Carla Esparza over Angela Hill. Submission, rear naked choke, standing, by the way, with a minute left in the first round.
Pettis just... Gilbert Melendez can't get a break.
I think this next one's going to be really interesting. We have Felice Herring going against Heather Jo Clark. Nobody seems to like Heather Jo Clark.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, Felice couldn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
But,
what's the nickname again? Billy Joe Dickfuck?
Something like that, yeah.
Cocky McDickfuck.
Yeah,
Cocky McDickfuck.
McDickfuckerson or something, I don't know.
Cocky McDickfuck.
We had Uriah Faber get to stop by, and all the ladies want to spend a little extra mat time with him.
Oh, shit. Swoon. Swoon.
And we had the Angela Hill farting on her teammates.
What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. Because she's quirky, and she wants to be quirky.
Get her a fucking Beano.
Get her some of that.
Do you think
the flatulent underwear?
Do you think
Flatulante.
Do you think that Heather Joe's going to complain about her hyperextension knee in this next fight? Do you think it's going to have anything to do with it?
I think if you lose, you complain about whatever. Or if you think you're going to lose, bring it up before. You know.
All right.
She's already complaining about it.
And then even after, just do the Hendrix. I was only using 50% of my left.
Yeah.
70% of my right.
I probably should have put.
Yeah, I did kick at 110 a couple times.
One, yeah. At
That's
least
the best
once.
math right there. What's the mathematical equation for you losing? Well, I was only. Oh well.
So we have 2 events going down tomorrow. One is on Fight Pass out of Sweden. Little weird set of news here, real quick, about the Swedish fight is that we have. Sweden denied the original fight Dennis Siver was going to have. Dennis Siver was supposed to fight Taylor
Lapalus will work.
And the commission said no, we will not allow this fight. And they're not going to allow this fight because they felt that Lapalus didn't have enough experience and that was going to be an unfair advantage for Siver. So now,
when's that stop the fight from happening?
It's the fucking Swedes, man.
They can any athletic commission can actually approve or deny an opponent based on record and based on experience.
So they would never put anybody to fight Lesnar.
And
they'd be like, look.
That's why that fight would never happen in Sweden. So, he is.
They must have even records. We are a neutral territory. They have to zero each other out in some way.
So Dennis Siver is instead going to be fighting Charles Rosa. So just to throw that in there.
Good to know. Good to know. And a bunch of names that I'm not even going to attempt.
Main event, Gunnar Nelson going up against Rick Story. I think I'm going to take Gunnar Nelson in this fight, training with Mr. Notorious Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and Rick Story also, his fights as of late, exactly.
He won his last one pretty good. It was good to see him back, but he's been hit and miss overall.
And Max Holloway up against Akira Corsani.
Yeah, Corsani up against Holloway. I think I'm going to take Holloway in that fight.
I think I'll agree with you there.
Iri Latifi going up against Jan Blachowicz.
All right.
I'm going to take Blachowicz.
I have nothing on that one.
All right. And Nikilas Backstrom up against Mike Wilkerson. I'm going to take the Blackstrom.
Because he's highlightable.
Exactly.
Not only is highlightable, but he's got 2 umlauts in his name, and that's pretty awesome.
He must be one hell of a beer.
Metal.
And the rest of them are just a bunch of consonants run together.
I'm taking Magnus. I'm just saying that's a good name, too.
You always take Magnus.
Always take Magnus.
Siedenblad. Dennis Siver going to Charles Rosa. Thornton.
How do you have a fucking 10-letter last name with one vowel? That's some bullshit right there.
Why can't be a vowel?
And sometimes why.
And then, of course, we have our card going down out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. This is going down live on Fox Sports 1.
With a big asterisk on the fact that, the boxing commission is supposed to oversee this, so I'm still waiting to see how this plays out.
This is weird. Yeah,
What's got all about?
The boxing commission is the one who regulates the events that go down in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And they decided that all combatants in any form of combat sports are considered boxers. They also, no match is allowed to end in low blow, which I think is hilarious. So you can just Keith Hackney the fuck out of somebody and just keep punching them in the cock. Because they say that you should have enough protection where the bout's not going to end with a low blow. Straight up.
This is where I'm going to fucking start fighting. I'm resurrecting my career in Nova Scotia. Fuck yeah. Because I always said if I ever fought in the UFC, I'd take that first free one, no problem. As hard as I could, I would throw it. But if I can do it all I want, that's all I'm aiming for. Fuck that.
So, Joey Dick Punch Bueller. Good old Dick Punch.
And then we have rules like it has to be fought in a ring. It has to be fought in a ring. You're not allowed to knee people. You're not allowed to throw elbows. You're not allowed to...
God. 8-ounce and 12-ounce gloves?
Yeah, that's the one I like.
Standing 8 count.
Yeah. And then the gloves are based on weight class?
Yeah, gloves are based on weight class.
If you're over 154 pounds, you have to use 12-ounce gloves.
I thought it'd be cooler if they did it by reach. If you have shorter arms, you could have thinner gloves because you're not getting a big punch on nobody.
It'd be awesome if they had the heavyweights wear those big-ass oversized boxing gloves that you see at carnivals.
Dude, that's worse because if you end up knocking somebody out with a heavily padded glove...
Oh, it'd be like a cartoon.
Oh.
Like if Brock Lesnar wound up with one of those and then punched somebody, they would literally fly out of the ring.
No, they would bounce off of it and come back. I mean, never seen Bugs Bunny.
And they come back and he'd do it again, and it would just be like over and over.
Fuck that, I'd cork them. Fill them full of cork like a baseball bat.
So you have your prelims on Fight Pass, your other prelims on Fox Sports 2, which nobody can fucking get, and then you got Fox Sports 1.
Poor Crookshank and Noquani. I actually want to see that fight.
I know
too.
that's a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah. Oh well.
And then you have Mitch Gagnon going up against Roman Salazar.
Right, Mitch, all the way. He's clickable.
Norden Talib going up against Ling Jingaling. Yeah.
Jangalang.
My Jangalang.
Elias Thurdo against
Jangalang.
Bruno Santos. Chad Laprice against Yodenis Sedano. Rafael Swanko against Brian Caraway. That's a bout that I'm actually looking forward to.
It's
Swanko
a
winning.
decent fight. Yeah, Swanko should be able to beat Caraway.
Right, yeah, I was going to say, automatically you're for Raphael, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't want to go up against his
all day.
competition.
Well,
His girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. And if
Rory, I
have to be
talked
able
from
to
a tin
console
can
her
phone.
afterwards.
McDonald going up against Tariq Safardine.
Best interview ever. If you guys have a chance to listen to it, it's up on. No, it's not.
Is it up? Did we actually put it up?
You really want me to? I could put it
No,
up.
that's why.
We had one conversation with him that was cool. We got to talk to him about all the music that's been chosen for him, and he told us which ones he actually picked.
And which one's the fake Rory
The
pick?
fake Rory picked. And then we made a couple suggestions, and he wanted no part of it.
And you almost made fun of the one he did pick. You guys are like, you didn't pick that. And he's like, no, I didn't.
Rihanna. We're like, Rihanna. And he's like, that was me. We just start busting up laughing. He's like, what? Oh. And he's like, and that's the one where we finally caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was able to pick my own
Yeah,
music.
because they were going to do Nickelback. Well,
Yeah.
now I don't even know if it was Nickelback.
Yeah, but you picked Rihanna over Nickelback?
And you didn't pick "Can't Touch This" from MC
I
Hammer.
don't, since we're going to talk about it anyway, I like because you are like, okay, well you've given up on this. You couldn't eat this and you couldn't eat that. Are you looking forward to eating anything?
Because he said he was cutting weight.
And he goes, no, because I'd have to watch what I eat anyway. And he's like, so what are you looking for? He's all, Sunday morning, Saturday night,
when I can eat whatever I
when
want.
I can eat whatever I want.
So what do you want to eat on Sunday then?
Yeah,
Bacon.
yeah. So I went to Wikipedia and I changed the picture on Schmo.
That sucked. It was a waste of an interview.
Yeah.
But whatever. But he's probably going to win the fight.
Yeah, he's definitely going to win the fight. And that's all we got.
Him and Demetrius Johnson to join a club.
They need to talk.
Like an interview club.
Yeah, they need to talk to the Diaz brothers and Conor McGregor on how to sell a fight, and then Joe Lauzon on how to make money.
Seriously?
You know what? If you got those four people together, they could go revamp Bellator
You know
or
what
help
we need
out
to do?
World
We
Series
need
of
Joe
Fighting.
Lauzon. We need Chael Sonnen. We need the Diaz brothers
I was so scared when
running a corporation on how to be a successful MMA fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
like Shale, he's coming back. He's already worming his way back.
He says
in.
he has the.
When I seen
itch
the
to compete
commercial,
again.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
when I seen the commercial, he's like, "I'm back." I was like, "No way!" And then they're like, "Oh, Battlegrounds." Oh, okay.
The only reason that he's like...
And I'm here with a guy from WWE.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I have an interest in fighting again because I met this guy in an alley and he was like, I have some shit nobody can test for yet.
Allegedly.
It's made from worm urine. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Super strong.
Another week down. Big thanks for listening. Tell your friends, please. It is Split Decision MMA Podcast. You can find us online at splitdecisionmma.com. Of course, Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, and iTunes is where you can subscribe. Like us on Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram for instant news, SD_MMA. From the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios, it is Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We will see you at the fights.